Okay, so what I was gonna say more about the Miskif situation was that like I said, I got on Twitch around COVID time. That's when I fell in love with Twitch. I got involved with communities. I started modding all this stuff. And then Miskif and crazy stuff happened with Adriana Lee. If you don't know about that, Adriana Lee was a streamer. She was like hanging out in those areas. Crazy Slick was like checking her pulse while she was sleeping, but it was like in her boob area and stuff, and she was like heavily intoxicated and sleeping. People kept telling him to leave her alone. She's fine. Don't touch her. Blah, blah, blah. This had to be said to him multiple times, and he kept checking her pulse and touching her and being weird. Okay? Adriana didn't even know this happened until somebody literally told her because they knew that it was bad and unacceptable and sexual assault and tried to stop him multiple times. Miskif, and at the time, Miskif and Maya were together, in which clips are surfacing online of how he treated her. Because again, when you are enabling behaviors the way you enable Crazy Slick, as a person who's watching this in real time, I had assumed this was a thing he was already doing. This was a thing that him and Crazy Slick were already doing. This was a thing that people around him that were men were tending to do, not get in trouble for, not get checked on, not get called out on, and definitely not get hurt by, because people wanted to be in those spaces. They wanted to be around the bigger Twitch streamers. They wanted to be more known. They loved streaming, all that stuff. So they weren't trying to destroy these people, because not only were they already friends with certain people in these circles, but they were trying to grow on Twitch. Miskif, Crazy Slick, people like that manipulate stuff like that to get away with it. Crazy Slick specifically, because while he's a streamer, he was more, to my understanding, of a background person who everyone knows he's really close to Miskif. So Crazy Slick was taking advantage of the fact purposely that he could do whatever he wants to women and do things. And not only will it negatively affect them if they say anything or paint them a certain way, but it won't go believed. And then Miskif's power will allow for him to get away with it and destroy their career, which is what they're trying to grow. That is typical patriarchal, systematic misogyny and oppression at play on Twitch that I witnessed years ago. So I immediately already didn't like Miskif. I didn't fuck with him. I didn't fuck with his community. I didn't do any of that. Then I heard more stuff from the past where he was being racist and all this other shit, which of course he is. He's literally enabling sexual assault and rape. Of course he's racist. He's everything bad. Then he's very few focused. So at this point, it was just me fearing for him being around certain streamers and streamers that I mod for and streamers that I am in their community, because he started to be around those people. Never heard anything. I don't know what happened. Obviously, they were around certain people. Some of them are friends with Emmy, so they knew certain things. But it's just like, he's a dangerous person that we should have all been able to like not be involved with when that first thing with Adriana happened, because it was very bad. And not only did he enable that to happen in the first place and was already enabling it prior to Adriana, when Adriana was trying to be diplomatic about it, she got punished. Crazy Slick like basically got her blacklisted. People that she was friends with stopped being her friend because she got assaulted and touched without her permission. That doesn't even make sense. She wasn't even trying to end Crazy Slick or their careers the way she should have been. She just wanted people to... She wanted the opposite to happen. She tried to be diplomatic about it, and then she thought that was going to help her be more in the situation. And also, because at the time, this is off of her words after rewatching it, she You know, she just wanted to thrive on Twitch because she loved streaming and she loved Twitch. She made it was how she made her ends meet. And these people not only let that happen to her, blamed her for it, but then they started to punish her afterwards. Like, all of this could have been avoided if we reacted properly to that situation happening. Miskif has recordings of him on Discord basically downplaying the event, acting like nothing happened or that it wasn't that bad or that what Crazy Slick did wasn't as bad as anything acted like. He was like, "Oh, like, well, yeah, he didn't actually rape her." Is that the line? The line is that we have to rape someone openly and be outed for it, and then we can possibly complain about how terrible they are. No. That's why his behavior handling that situation afterwards and how he cried about Slick, but he had no tears for Adriana. He had no tears for how he treated Maya during that whole relationship and how Maya was somewhat complicit in helping oppress Adriana because of the abuse she was going through with Miskif, which is all a reason why people need to speak up. Because without context, I viewed Maya as an aggressor during that whole thing. I did not like her. I did not like what she did. I thought it was crazy that she was, as a woman, was helping cover up what Crazy Slick did or try to minimize what Crazy Slick did and like didn't do anything to help this girl not get blacklisted. But knowing the totality of everything, Maya was also a victim the entire time. And it's like, this was all right in front of Twitch streamers' eyes. It's on camera. They're bringing up old clips and stuff and showing it. His behavior is exactly the same, but he was doing things on camera. Like, it's just like, again, if you don't think this is a totality issue where it's a layered, systemic, societal, and platform issue, this is a Twitch issue as well now. Because Dan Clancy got up there knowing Amy has been stalked her whole career and said, "Oh, she's my friend," and we try to do things knowing that he openly lied about helping with the security, knowing that he was downplaying what happened to her as if that guy couldn't have just walked up and snapped her neck. That guy was entirely too big and too close and all that. If he decided he wanted to end Emmy, he could have. That's just the reality of the situation. And we're not taking any of this seriously. And it's all on camera. We saw him walk out. We saw them lie. We saw the contradictions that Twitch is going with and all that. And it's like, we have to start bringing light to these things. Streamers have the ability to combat this. People like Ray, people like FaZe, even though they kind of add to the problems. Kai. These people should be highlighting and talking about these issues and calling them out because that can get Twitch, especially because they care about money. Y'all have more money. You make them more money. They will care more about what's going on if you are berating them on their platform and holding them accountable for these things and getting them to change things. Y'all act like your voices don't matter. Y'all act like when people call y'all out for not talking about this stuff, it doesn't matter. It does matter. Because I truly think the situation with Adriana wouldn't have been able to happen if people that were at Miskif Heights at the time called Miskif out in person or online after it happened, talked about it and talked about how bad it was and that Twitch needed to do something and make sure that stuff like that isn't happening. Or that they could add to monitoring better. Or at least guilt the person who's doing it to stop acting that way around you, around people, and stop befriending people that are doing stuff like this. It's very important. And the downplaying of that is the death of us. It is. It's always been the death of us. The people that stand around and enable have been the death of us. And it's really, really fucking bad in general in the world, which is why we're under fascism. But it's really fucking common and really fucking bad in the content creation space. If you use the power of your platform and the weight of your platform and put yourself on the line, as y'all like to call it, you can protect other human beings, which is what y'all should be trying to fucking do. And I don't think that's a crazy thing or a hard thing to ask at all, especially when human beings are the one that sub to your fucking channel. Just be better humans. Care more. Fuck.